Check one. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start this evening's festivities, what I would like you to do is get a big round of applause for McDonald's Chief Happiness Officer, Ronald McDonald! Oh, come on. Well, you people are amazing! I'm going to start off with an hour and a half of photos downstairs, and I have to tell you, you people are wonderful. It was so nice to be out and seeing people, especially at this event. It was a joy for me to take photos with you, so I applaud you. Some of you will have to talk later. Thanks for being kind and sweet and being here this evening. Before we go any further, there's a lot of people that are serving you some food tonight and some drinks, and they're working hard. So let's give them a round of applause, and let's not forget them. Like I said, thanks to you all that are here at the St. Kate, the Arts Hotel. How beautiful of a place this is, huh? Yeah, let's just clap for the place. Let's just clap for people. It's a good thing. Thank you for being here celebrating tonight. But we also have a group of people that are with us virtually. I think the camera's in the back, so everybody in the center tables, like wave or something, do something like that. Yeah, awesome. We are here for the Color the Night celebration, which couldn't have had a more perfect name for me. I really didn't have to alter my wardrobe at all. Just kind of got dressed and showed up. It is the 37th Annual Gala, right? And I have to tell you, I have been around long enough to have been at pretty much all of them, except for last year, which was virtually. Sure, clap for me some more. I do like this. Yeah, no doubt. We have an inspiring evening for you tonight. And a little, go off script a little bit. I want you to know that Hamburglar, good friend of mine, was supposed to join me for the first time here. But I'm not sure all of you know this. Today is National Cheeseburger Day. I know the Killians and Jeff, you know that's why the Hamburglar isn't here tonight. He's kind of busy. Speaking of busy, the gentleman over to my right, most of your fronts, is the board chair, which is just a weird thing to say, like he doesn't do anything, which is definitely not true. He is your board chair of Ronald McDonald Charities, Eastern Wisconsin. His name is Todd Jones. I want to call him Tom Jones, but that would be weird. And I don't think he likes that. Anyway, I like him a lot. Let's give it up for that man over there, Mr. Todd Jones.
So it's interesting. So first, thanks for giving me the round of applause, because I don't stump for it like some of the clowns that we have running around here tonight. Yeah. Wherever Melissa is, that was off script. I just ad-libbed that one, so thank you.
And it was funny.
Yeah, thanks. So thank you, Ronald. Thank you very much. Good evening and welcome to everybody. It really is an honor to be here tonight, and I'm really excited that we were able to be here in person. As we celebrate this beautiful mission. Yeah. So we're in person tonight celebrating this beautiful mission, and it's really near and dear to all of our hearts, to keep families together and promote the health and well-being of children. It has been an honor to serve as board chair for the past 2 years, and wow, I can't believe my term has certainly been interesting over these past 2 years. If you would have told me at the beginning of my term that face masks would become the hottest fashion accessory, or that words like social distancing and pandemic, or turn on your camera and you're on mute would become part of everyday vocabulary, I wouldn't have believed you. We have certainly experienced our share of challenges and opportunities associated with COVID-19 and other issues facing our country. While much of the world has been placed on hold due to COVID-19, serious illnesses affecting children and their families never took a break. amid business closures and safer at home orders, social distancing, and the development of a vaccine, I'm very proud that our Ronald McDonald House has remained open the entire time, continuing to provide comfort and compassionate care to the families who needed us most during such a difficult time. I am very honored to serve this organization, which has proven time and time again that families and mission come first. I appreciate the dedication and nimbleness of my fellow board members, and especially the Ronald McDonald House staff. No matter the circumstance, they always put the mission and serving our families ahead of everything else. So I would first like to recognize this dedicated House staff. As board chair, I cannot begin to adequately thank you for what you have done and continue to do, to keep our doors open for the families that need us most. You truly have been an inspiration to me and other board members. So if everybody would please join in and give a heartfelt thank you to each of these heroes, that would be great. So I'd also like to thank and invite the board members that are here tonight to please stand and also be recognized. So now I'm going to turn to some sad news from the House, and I'd like to take a moment to recognize our long-term board member and friend of the House and friend to many of us, Mark Natzke, who unfortunately passed away unexpectedly last month. Mark's passion and steadfast support of the Ronald McDonald House was undeniable, and he made a difference in the lives of many. Let's take a moment to remember Mark as the wonderful person that he was, and for love for our mission. So a brief moment of silence, please. Thank you. And I know that, knowing Mark, I'm sure he's here in spirit with us tonight. It seems like just yesterday that my wife, Kim, and I were committee co-chairs for this spectacular event. And thanks to that experience, we appreciate firsthand how much thought goes into the many details surrounding this gala, especially these past 2 years. So please join me in welcoming this year's gala committee co-chairs, Jake and Kaylin Garrow. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. It's good to be in this room. You all look great together, and you make this room so beautiful. I didn't think we would actually be here at times over these last couple of years. We are Jake and Kaylin Garrow, the co-chairs of the evening, and we want to thank you all for taking your time to be here. We were asked to share why we support the mission. And for those that don't know, the mission is to keep families together and promote the health and well-being of children. The short answer is that we support the mission because when we see the impact of the House and the families that are served, it would be impossible not to. Watch or read some of the mission moments and you will see what I mean. Each mission moment goes something like this. Life is moving along fine, and then out of nowhere, humans are tested. This is where being together as a community matters. That's a little bit of what I want to talk about tonight. Here's a more exact answer, though. I'll share a brief look through the lens that I filter most of the things that I do and the motivations for them. Together, there is a power in being together as a family, as a community, and with the ones we love. When we work together to meet each other's needs, something bigger than each of us is realized, and that is what I want to share today. I believe there are 6 fundamental needs that humans have, and the power of meeting these needs is what motivates everything we do. They are certainty. We need a foundational certainty that there is consistency and a safe environment in the life that we live. Variety. It's almost funny to think of in comparison to certainty, but variety is the spice of life. Connection and love. I think love is at the core of everything that we do and every decision that we make. Significance. We all want to live a life that holds some significance and be significant for somebody or something. Those are fundamental baseline needs. But a life of fulfillment needs two additional things, in my opinion. Growth. We need to grow to feel fulfillment. Without it, we will always have a void. And contribution. Beyond meeting our own needs, this final need is to contribute to the needs of others, giving to others. So that alone is nice, but when I think about that, and I've reflected on this mission and the question of why do we support the mission, I think there's a really special power that comes about when we meet our needs and we help ourselves meet the needs of others. We help the families staying at the house that Love built in 1984. We make the community a better place, and I ran out of my teleprompter. So the point being that there's a magical thing that happens. We can meet our needs, we can meet the needs of the ones that we love, and when we come together at an event like this, we can make contributions that support things that are bigger than all of us. I'm grateful for this opportunity. It's a wonderful thing. Supporting the house is a wonderful thing, and something magical does happen on nights like tonight. So thank you. We do have a couple housekeeping things for the evening that I was tasked with, so please do continue to enjoy your salad and tonight's dinner before the program resumes. Just a reminder that tonight's silent auction will be closing at 8 p.m. and the super silent auction will be closing at 8:30 p.m. So keep your eyes on your favorite items and keep on bidding. There is one additional thing. There's a few raffle bracelets available. I'm told that the raffle includes the Kate Spade purse, a very nice Kate Spade purse, and $500 worth of meat that at least one person was going after pretty aggressively earlier tonight. So please raise your hand and someone will come help you out. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I know you're all enjoying dinner, so please continue. And I have news to report that the raffle bracelets for the meat are gone. So if you had hopes that you were going to win, too late to buy a bracelet, but there are still some Kate Spade raffle tickets available. So raise your hand and someone from my team will come and find you. So if you can imagine receiving the news that your child is very sick and that the medical care they need is across the state, across the country, or maybe even on the other side of the globe. On top of the anxiety and concern about your child's health is the stress of figuring out where you will stay and how you're going to pay for it all. Good evening. My name is Ann Petrie, and if I haven't had the pleasure to meet you yet, I have the honor of being CEO, president of Ronald McDonald House, and working for just such an incredible organization. It's such an honor to lead an organization that provides peace of mind for families facing such a scary and stressful time in their lives. While it's true that our Ronald McDonald House provides a comfortable bed, sustaining meals, and programs for families who find themselves in this situation, the house is so much more than that. The staff, volunteers, and other guest families offer support, hope, and a sense of community during these most difficult times. I'm so glad that you all took time away to join us here tonight and celebrate our house that our families call home. I want to thank Todd Jones and the entire board of directors for all the support they give me in my role. And this event could not happen without our amazing gala committee, as well as my staff. Our team, as Todd mentioned, we had to make a lot of changes when COVID interrupted all of our lives a year ago in March. And we are so proud that we were able to keep our doors open and still accept families and keep COVID out of our house, most importantly. I know most of the staff are busy working. They've been working up to this date as well as during the gala. But for those of you who are here, I think they were mostly in the back, if we could please acknowledge them. I had some health issues this year and had to rely on them, and they did an amazing job, and I am so grateful. We're also so grateful to everyone who donated auction items tonight, who sponsored tables, who are here to make this evening possible. And Ken and Maureen Manning, I got the pleasure of knowing you back when I was a board member before I started in my role 10 years ago. And thanks to you and the support from Sensia Technologies all these years, including this year, we're able to have these successful events that mean so much, allowing us to provide so many great services and support to the families that we serve. So thank you for believing in our mission. So I'll be back up in a little bit, so please enjoy the rest of your dinner and dessert. And at that time, I will introduce David, who's been a great friend of our house and is always so wonderful in leading our auction. And we've got 5 great auction items. If you haven't seen them yet, they're also in the program in front of you at your table. So I will see you all in a few minutes. Enjoy. So our mission continues to be at the heart of our every thought, strategy, and action. And we're focused on continuing to expand our reach. So it's been a big year, even with COVID, for our Ronald McDonald House. And there is still so much to look forward to. 2021 brought us an opportunity for us to partner with Rogers Behavioral Health. Families seeking treatment for a child there have called our house home for the past decade. But there's a 25-mile separation between our house and their main Economawalk campus, and that can make for very long days for our families who are traveling back and forth. Our first Ronald McDonald Family Room opened on the Rogers campus last month, allowing us, yes. This allows us to bring Ronald McDonald House hospitality and peace of mind to families with a child seeking treatment at Rogers. And if that isn't exciting enough, we didn't let COVID interrupt us in breaking ground on another expansion. So before COVID hit, we had started to turn families away. And for our mission, that doesn't make us feel real good. So the board, staff, we met with families that had stayed with us, and we looked at what our needs were and designed a new expansion to our main house that will have 14 long-term guest rooms, indoor and outdoor play spaces for active play, and community spaces where families will make a lifetime of memories. Our construction team is now hard at work, and we are looking forward to next June when we will be able to cut the ribbon and celebrate our expansion. So now, thank you. So now I've got a short video to share with you which showcases what our expansion with the new family room program means for the families we serve. And we've got this great guest family that has been calling our house home many times over the years, and we can hear from mom, dad, and their son Nathan. So with that, if you could please run the video.
When a family comes through our doors at Ronald McDonald House, we never require a payment to stay. We do suggest a $20 a night donation, and many families are unable to do that just because of the expenses that they're facing.
I think one of the things that has been the most beneficial over the years, and we've been staying here for a number of years, is that you always feel like you have that consistent space. You have something that is somewhat within your realm of expectation when there are so many other unknowns.
Nathaniel was diagnosed with mitochondrial disease in 2003, and he never has had a day in his life where he wakes up and he wasn't impacted by his mitochondrial disease. It's always been here. It will always be there. However, we always drive away from here with a new memory that is positive, even if the visits haven't necessarily been.
You're not gonna find a better place. You're really not. It's very easy to relax after like a really stressful day of just constant appointments. It's nice to be able to just come back and just not really worry about anything. I can just kind of be by myself for a bit, just in our room, and I can just kind of process everything, and you know, that is really helpful.
This is such an exciting time for us here at Ronald McDonald House. We have opened our first family room program at the Economowoc campus of Rogers Behavioral Health. This will allow us to reach so many more families who need support from our organization. In addition, in summer of 2022, we will be opening the doors of our new expansion at our main campus. We will not only add 14 long-term guest rooms, but we will also add wonderful spaces for families to play, relax, and find a place of peace during the time of their stay here at the house.
We're going to be able to serve bigger families for longer periods of time. We're going to be able to extend what we do. I look out there and I think, wow, this is going to be amazing. And to leave a mark like the Ronald McDonald House does in our community, how can you quantify that? You can't. It's pretty amazing. We're keeping families together, and that's why it's magical.
Nowhere's gonna have a better staff, and just the atmosphere of, you know, it's not home, but it's close.
Nobody stays here without their life being turned upside down. And whether that is a temporary thing or whether it's lifelong like ours, everybody is here because they're living the unthinkable. The support that's given by everyone in the house makes a huge difference.
When you need a place to call home away from home, it doesn't get any better than this.
Having family members nearby to support a patient receiving treatment has proven to have a positive impact on their recovery. We are so proud to work with Rogers to deliver family-centered, compassionate care to those facing mental health challenges. The Ronald McDonald House Global System is pretty big. There's over 350 chapters, and our chapter here in Milwaukee is one of two that has now had and created a family room to exclusively support families who have a child receiving behavioral health treatment. So I'm very excited that we are on the leading edge of what should have been done a long time ago. So now it's my pleasure to introduce Kristen Wentland. She's the Director of Operations for Rogers Behavioral Health, and she's going to speak with you for a few minutes to share with you everything that Rogers Behavioral Health does for so many in need. Thank you, Kristen.
Good evening. I'm Kristen Wendland, Director of Outpatient Operations at Rogers Behavioral Health at the Oconomowoc campus. Thank you all for having my Rogers colleagues and I with you here tonight. We're so grateful to be celebrating. I've had the amazing opportunity to grow my career with Rogers over the past 7 years, first working directly with patients, and now in a leadership operation role at the Rogers campus in Oconomowoc. We treat close to 500 patients daily, adults, children, and adolescents, in various levels of care, including inpatient for acute stabilization, residential treatment for longer term, and our partial hospitalization and intensive outpatient programs. What is unique to Rogers levels of care are the specialized evidence-based treatments that we provide. We specialize in OCD, anxiety disorders, depression and mood disorders, eating disorders, trauma, and substance use disorders. Care like ours is hard to find, and we often are a family's last resort, which is why they come to Rogers from all over the country, and sometimes even further. In the past, these families have had a lack of resources for places to go while their loved ones were receiving treatment, until now. Opened in August of 2021, the Family Room, staffed and run by the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Eastern Wisconsin, finally gives our families a warm, safe space to go during these downtimes, a place to connect with one another, families, and a place to rest. And it's a place where our families don't need to pretend like everything's okay, a place where they're met with nothing but compassion and understanding. Whether Rogers is a patient's first stop or their final stop on their journey, the journey has been long and exhausting. Families are tired, and at the Family Room, they can finally take a breath knowing that their loved one is in good hands just a short distance away. This is what our campus has been lacking all of these years, and we are so very thankful to have partnered with the Ronald McDonald House to give these families the space that they really need. Rogers will continue to have the expertise and resources to serve our families' mental health needs. And now, thanks to all of you, we have the expertise to serve their hospitality needs as well. We have had many families already use our Family Room for support, rest, and connection. For example, we had 2 moms who drove their children daily to our outpatient center. They decided to go to the Family Room, and it is here where they made their first connection. Today, they continue to meet there almost daily to just catch up with one another as friends. Another family utilized the space after checking out of their hotel room. They were able to do their laundry and hang out with one another and then fly home. What a pleasure it was to be able to host this family for the day instead of them spending their time at the airport. I look forward to many more families served and a continued partnership between Ronald McDonald House Charities of Eastern Wisconsin and Rogers Behavioral Health. Thank you.
Thanks, Kristen. We are so proud to support families seeking treatment at Rogers in this new and inspiring way. So when someone hears of our mission to keep families together and promote the wellness and health of children, oftentimes they find themselves thinking of families with children battling conditions like cancer or premature birth. As we work with our main hospital partners, Rogers and Children's Wisconsin, to help shine a light on mental health, I would like to introduce the Mall family. The Mall family lives in the small town of Seymour, Wisconsin, and in 2017, their lives changed dramatically when, just at 14 years old, their son Carson attempted suicide. he was left with significant physical injuries as well as emotional and psychological trauma. Despite these traumatic circumstances, Carson fortunately lived to share his story. And now Carson is 18 years old, a survivor, and along with his family has spent the last 4 years breaking down the stigma around suicide and mental health by sharing his open and honest account of what they've gone through. With the love and support of his family and friends and community, Carson aspires to continue sharing his story to help others find hope in their fight against mental illness. So while Carson was recovering from his injuries, his family spent 6 weeks at our Ronald McDonald House. And since then, Carson has stayed at the house along with his family before his many surgeries he's had. It provides him with a chance to relax and prepare for the tough days ahead. So please join me in welcoming the Mall family to the stage.
Wow. This is so amazing. Thank you so much. Yep. Wow, again, thank you so much. We were chatting ahead of time with a few people, and we were talking about how difficult it is to put into words our gratitude and just how much this has meant to us. So we are going to try to put it in words for you, what this journey has been like and how much of an impact Ronald McDonald House has had in our lives. So thank you for having us at this amazing event. It is absolutely beautiful, and we could not be more honored to be here. We would like to thank you for not only allowing us to participate in all the festivities and all the fun that's going on, but share a little bit of our story as well. Our lives were changed irrevocably on March 4th, 2017. Our beautiful, beautiful son, Carson, attempted suicide. And you'll have a chance in a moment to hear from Carson on some of his experiences. But first, from a parent's perspective, we arrived in Milwaukee probably the most broken, devastated people that you'd ever seen. The trauma, the fear were absolutely overwhelming. Carson was airlifted to Milwaukee, and we joined him when we were able to arrive, so we really didn't know what we were going to arrive to when we got there. But as parents, you strive to keep your kids happy, healthy, and safe, and that all fell apart right before our eyes. So while we were waiting in the ICU during Carson's initial surgery, which had lasted pretty much all day, one of the nurses very gently said to us, "Let's go get you settled at the Ronald McDonald House. You're going to be here for quite a while." Now, to some people, that might have been just terrible bad news, right? But to us, it was the first spark of something that we desperately needed, something called hope. Because for us to be there for quite a while meant that Carson had to live. Everything else was secondary to that. The injuries, the journey, whatever else we had to get through was secondary to that. However, he came out of that first day of surgery did not matter to us as long as he came out alive. That hope is what has sustained our journey for the past 4 years. And that connection that we have with the house is symbolic of that hope that sparks every time we stay there, because then we know we are on that path to a happier, healthier life for our child. Hope is a cornerstone for dealing with any childhood illness, but mental illness in particular. And we are just so grateful to have been given that gift.
Just reiterating, it's really humbling. It is a privilege to be here tonight, and so we really thank you as a family from the bottom of our hearts. And we actually recognized some of the pictures as the video went through, and that's kind of how the Ronald McDonald House is. You get to know people. Obviously, as a parent, as Amber mentioned, it's devastating to see your child hurting and in need of critical care for whatever the reason is. That being said, I really don't think I could overstate the overwhelmingly positive impact the Ronald McDonald House had on our family, our journey, and on our continual recovery. Dignity is a word that comes to my mind, the dignity, the sense of belonging, and as Amber mentioned, the hope that the Ronald McDonald House provided for our family and really our darkest times was amazing. We're not here. I truly believe that. We're not here. Carson's not where he's at. We're simply not here today without that impact. And for that, we're forever grateful.
Thank you all so much for being here, and thank you to both my parents for that lovely introduction. The Ronald McDonald House has impacted me in a far more indirect way, but nonetheless, it was a very large impact. It provided sanctuary and peace for my family at a time when they didn't know if I was going to live through the next day or not. It provided a space where they could step away from all the pain and all the business, and they could cook a meal, they could shower, and get some proper sleep. It's also a place where I could feel safe before surgery. During some of my most anxiety-ridden nights before some major procedures, I could put my mind at ease by shooting hoops, playing video games, and sleeping in a comfortable bed. In an otherwise unbearable situation, the house gave me not only me, but my family hope and a safe place. I could be assured that even during my hard times and my family's difficult times when I was in the hospital, that they would have a place where they wouldn't have to bear my burdens, all while being right across the street. It was very important for me to have a place to be able to connect with my family while dealing with my mental health issues. It's a struggle no one should have to go through alone, and the house gave me that chance, and I'm incredibly grateful for everything they've done for my family and I. And I look around this room, and I see people who have made it possible for my family to stay at the Ronald McDonald House and for me to stay at the Ronald McDonald House. And if you would have told me 4 years ago that I could come here and I could give back a little bit to the people who truly saved my life, I would just say you're crazy. And I'm incredibly grateful to be up here, and I started speaking and sharing my story with the goal of hopefully saving other teenagers or other people who are dealing with mental health struggles. But another goal of mine has to kind of give back to the people who made my life possible, made these last 4 years possible, and that's exactly what I'm doing tonight. So thank you all for being here.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Your family, Carson, you as an individual, you're an inspiration to all of us. And I'm thankful that our Ronald McDonald House was able to provide comfort and a community of support during these days. Carson, as you continue to share your story with others, know that you will have a positive impact on so many lives and truly make a difference. Thank you.